What's cooler than a floating tent? A floating hot tent. I gotta say, this took me way longer to set up than I thought it was gonna. And it is way more rickety than I thought it was gonna be. It's way windier than I wanted it to be. It's colder than I wanted it to be. There's snow on the ground. We got a hot tent going, and it's floating in the river. So stick around, this is gonna be a great episode. I've been planning this floating hot tent video for a long time now, and now it's here. I gotta dry off, I gotta get warm. I've been doing this for over 2 hours now. I can probably take my sunglasses off. I gotta get this tent warm. It moves a lot. Like a lot.
Warning, the following acts in this video were performed by untrained professionals. Do not attempt this at home.
It's pretty scary, to be honest. So stick around for another episode of the dumbest thing I've done camping. So I ended up loading up the canoe way more than I should have. The sea was angry today, my friends. I used the motor, I hightailed it upriver about 1.5 miles to this campsite, started inflating the floors, and then popped up the tent, and then got everything situated in here. I do have a cot that's going in here, but right now I want to hang out and just sit for a little while, get warm by the fire. Then I'm going to cook up some food because I'm hungry, I'm starving. And then you know what time it is after that. See, it is very tipsy. Uh-oh. Don't tell me how to have a good time. Cheers, everybody. Camp set up. Time for step 2. Oh, I gotta get these knees dry. Check out that sunset. This is freaking awesome. I am so nervous, so scared, and so excited about this video. Would you guys be scared? Would you guys be nervous? Let me know in the comments down below. Because this is stupid. It's freezing. It's going to get down in the teens tonight, Fahrenheit. My plan was to have it out in that cove, but it's way too windy. I didn't feel safe way out there. So right now I'm actually docked right at shore. I'm in 3 feet of water, so if anything actually happens, I can just walk out. I have safety precautions in place. I'll talk about those in a little bit once I get my bed situated. They're drying. That's crazy. Floating hot tent. It's been one heck of a day. One heck of a long day. It's nice to sit down, relax, dry off, warm up. This is so stupid. I am literally waving back and forth like I'm on a cruise ship. The wind just started picking up. Again, it was calm for a little while. You can see the light moving from the waves. I'm about to cook some pizza. Cheers. Spackmann's log. 6 p.m. You think this will tip over? Like, it's getting pretty windy. It's throwing us around. Do you do you think the wind will just blow us over? Okay, so I have it I have it anchored by 3 spots from the raft. And then I have it anchored from 1 spot from the tent itself, like a guy line. 2 anchors are against the wind. The wind is coming from this direction. So I have 3 anchors on this side. 1 that's attached to the wall, and then 2 that go into the water. And then I have 1 over here that goes out into the water. and then I pulled them all tight, so we're pretty situated where we are. But I can't help but think that we're just gonna get thrown over. I'm sleeping on this. Cheers. It is time for pizza. Temperature of the oven is sitting just about 400 degrees. I hope you can see that. I have this pepperoni pizza. I pre-made it at home with some naan bread. I did not see if it would fit in here, but it looks like it's perfect size. I just burnt myself. I just burnt myself on the front of this oven tray. Burn count 1. I've really only burnt myself once so far. I'm just gonna stick it in there. I have the stove dampened down almost completely with the air intake and the damper, the pipe dampener that I added. The pipe dampener is from the Dweller Max from Pomali. Same size pipe, the same with the elbows. Those are elbows that I bought for Pomali stove, the Dweller. Now I was talking about precautions earlier that I have for floating a hot tent, right? This is a new sleeping bag from Outdoor Vital. Smell the pizza already. This is the -15 Summit bag, down-filled. I reached out to Outdoor Vital and see if they'd send me 2 of these sleeping bags for my kids. I'm currently using them on this outing. This is the small size. It's definitely on the smaller size. But for precautions, I have 2 of them. I have one out in a dry bag on shore with an extra pair of clothes. I'm going to put my heated jacket out there too when it's time for bed. I'm going to put everything in that dry bag ready just in case something happens while I'm sleeping. So the Outdoor Vital sleeping bag is to get me warmed up with the heated jacket. On the floor, hopefully you can see the floor, I have a welder's blanket doubled up underneath the box that I made for the stove. And then underneath that, I have the original floor for the tent, and then the felt floor that comes with the blow-up floor. So I have 4 layers as well as the box that I made for the stove. Currently, inside, we're sitting at 70 degrees Fahrenheit, and I have a thermometer directly underneath the stove on the floor inside of the box, and that's reading 70 degrees too. For our Canadian friends in the rest of the world, we're looking at -3 outside and 21 degrees in here, 28 degrees outside and 70 in here. Ooh, it's cooking already. Oh, it smells so good. It smells like pepperoni pizza. The hopper, I've made some modifications to. Let me show you now. I ended up sealing up every one of the cracks to make this solid. It doesn't come apart anymore. Every single crack, I ended up sealing it right up with this fireplace caulk. And then the top, I added wood stove door gasket to seal off the top. I don't know exactly what I used, but I'll throw it up on the screen, the Amazon listing for both of the items that I used to seal up this hopper. It is much better now. When the hopper was getting low, it started to fill up with smoke, and now that it's sealed, none of that smoke escapes. I used to get poofs of smoke out of it when all the pellets burned down. I mean, naturally, smoke has to come up there, right? Now that it's all sealed off, I don't get any smoke out of it anymore. So it burns much better. I feel much safer burning this now. So if you end up getting this stove, I highly suggest you get those 2 items and you do the same thing to this stove, to the hopper. It smells so good in here. Let me show you that sizzle. See it sizzling right here? Oh yeah. Now that the top's done, I think I'm going to put it on top of the stove and get the bottom a little crispy. I need another step too. That looks so good. I'm gonna burn myself with that if I eat it right now. One good thing about a floating hot tent, I think it's less likely of bears or other predators getting to you. You're on the water. Ow! Burn count 2. That was like 5 fingers. Alright, cheers. I cut off a little piece. It's gonna burn me, but I really want this pizza. Not as burnable as I thought. So good. This came out so good. I mean, I'm starving. Ow. But it came out good. Uh-oh. I almost lost it. Step 2 is hitting me. Alright, one bite. Everybody knows the rules. It's got a lot of flop. $8.7? It's a monster score. 8.7. That was delicious. Time for step 2, number 2. That oven worked great. Now that the oven tray is out of the way, that's throwing even more heat out of it. Cheers. Walking in and out of this place after one of these 8% step 2s, I can see why they have a warning on their instructions for floating this tent and drinking alcohol. Yeah, I can see why. I got the zipper cot from Ozark Trail. I am tucked into the Outdoor Vitals negative 15 degree summit bag. Pellet stove is rocking. I had the door open for a while, but it's currently negative 4 degrees Celsius outside, 16 inside, 54 in here. Nope, 61 in here, 24 outside. It's just about 10 o'clock. I think I'm going to bed. Step 2's hit me pretty good, and I am ready to hit the hay. I'm still on the water. Don't think I'm not going to stay on the water. I'm staying on the water. Unless something happens, I'll see you in the morning. Good night, guys. Safety precautions are all on shore. Extra boots, extra clothes, extra sleeping bag, heated jacket. Good night. Good morning. It's 7 a.m. It's cold out. Negative 8 Celsius. 18 Fahrenheit. Currently 32 in here. Let's get some water for coffee. Get this pellet stove going again. We're still floating. Oh, excuse me. Got it out in the water. Fire's going now. Gotta get that coffee on.
All right, I'm done playing with the drone. Let's get that coffee going. I get warmed up because I'm freezing. My hands are cold. I waited way too long to get that drone up in the air, and the wind started picking up, and the drone was all over the place. I hope I got some footage. I hope. Hope I got a thumbnail too. We'll see. It's a cold morning, guys, and we're floating in a hot tent. I gotta get this coffee going. Baking my feet. They are freezing. They got a little wet with moving the tent out into the water, and now they are so freaking cold. Oh, that's toasty. This heated jacket really came in clutch this morning. When I was fooling around, I had it on. When I was getting all this stuff out into the water, it was a cold morning. Luckily, I had this stored away just in case I fell in last night. This jacket's from Nevland. I have to say, it's the warmest heated jacket I own. We got boiling water. We gotta let that boil for a minute since it's from the creek. Jacket. It's insulated. It's like an actual winter jacket. It's got cuffs that stop cold air from getting into the sleeves, and it actually has insulation in it. Not a whole lot, but more than my other ones. My other ones are more like tactical jackets where they're more like outer shells, which I feel like they'd be better underneath something, where this one's good on the outside, or even better underneath a bigger jacket. But this is going to be my next giveaway. I'll have that in the next couple weeks. I'll be posting that giveaway. But this jacket is actually really nice. I've been using it for weeks now. It's my favorite heated jacket. It's not stiff like the other ones. It's like a winter jacket material. There's two things I don't like about this jacket, though. Well, I can't say I don't like them, but there's two things that could be cons to this jacket. The zipper. It's a waterproof zipper, so it can be a little catchy because it's got rubber. Another thing is the battery bank. It's a DC plug, not USB, so you can only use their batteries or other batteries that have DC plugs, which most don't. So that's the biggest con of this jacket, is the battery and how it plugs in. Ah, my hand. It's too close to the fire. Burn count 3. I almost made it through this video without getting burned. Not a chance, right? I tell you, once I fell asleep, I didn't worry about falling in the water once. Stayed nice and warm in that sleeping bag. It got down into the teens, I think the lowest was 17 Fahrenheit or -8 Celsius. I stayed so warm in that sleeping bag. Hey, let's walk outside. The dock part got all frosty and icy. All the water that was on it ended up freezing. Look at this view. That was the ice on shore breaking. Scared the crap out of me. Beautiful morning, guys. Morning coffee. Cheers. Let me know what you guys think about this floating hot tent. Would you guys try it? Was I stupid for trying it? Like I said, another episode of the dumbest thing I've done while I was camping. Cheers, guys. I never plugged the tent raft. I slept in that all night, unplugged.